Greetings, Patrick here, and welcome to Dollar Theater. That's right, it's Monday already. Can you believe it? So it is Dollar Theater time, and Dollar Theater is a concept that is brought to us by our good friend Hobbs Horror, and the concept is for you to buy and review movies that you have gotten for $1.25 or less. I actually saw a YouTuber over in the UK. She scored a hell of a deal. One of her charity shops was doing 10 cents 10 cents per disc, 10 cents per title. Um, yeah, I'm like, man, I remember those days too, when the library did it for about 7 or 8 months. But yeah, she got a hell of a lot of good deals for 10 cents per disc. Um, Including TV shows too. She got a couple of TV shows, 10 cents. That's amazing. We got that with Legends of Tomorrow. We picked up a whole season for a dime at the library, brand spanking new, factory sealed. So the deals are out there. I mean, people sit there and say, "I can't find any physical media." Oh, you just gotta look. You just gotta look. They're out there, and so this is what we do here. We just watch and review movies that we've gotten um, for $1.25 or less. Today's movie we're going to be getting is was left to me by my good friend Jerome, aka Catfish. He had bought this in his collection, and so I've already watched it once, but I was sitting there yesterday just trying to figure out what to watch, and I saw it again, and I said, why not? So today we're going to talk a little bit about 2003's The Cat in the Hat. I know. I wish it would have said the cat and the bat, and the gnat, but it only just says the cat in the hat. Um, so this movie came out, and um, yeah, this is Mike Myers, starring Mike Myers, Alec Baldwin, the late Kelly Preston, I see Dakota Fanning, and Spencer Breslin, and with a small cameo by Clint Howard. So basically, the story of the Cat in the Hat is that a brother and sister, they are having a hard time getting along with each other. They live in this small town, and their mom is a real estate agent, and who happens to also be a huge neat freak. So the little boy's name's Conrad, and the little girl's name is Sally, and they live next door to a not so nice guy named Larry Quinn, who's played by Alex Baldwin. And on the surface, Larry seems to have it all. He's smooth, dapper looking, drives a big expensive car. He's trying to woo the mom, but he also hates kids. So he's trying to get, especially Conrad. He's trying to get Conrad shipped off to military school so he could have Joan, the mom, all to himself, or at least with the little girl. So anyway, they're supposed to be having a huge party, and so she says, "I'm going to be hiring a babysitter, and you guys just behave yourselves." And so they're bickering, and Mrs. Kwan comes over, and she instantly falls asleep. Then we get to meet the Cat in the Hat. He comes on in. He looks just like he does in the book, pretty much. He's a talking cat with a red and white striped top hat, a magical hat, sort of like Felix with his bag. Felix the cat had the magic bag. So the Cat in the Hat has a magical hat, uh, and so of course, the cat, he wants them to have fun, and he goes crazy, and slowly but surely, the house starts to get totally trashed. Mrs. Kwan's asleep. Larry discovers that Conrad and Sally are up to shenanigans, and he's trying to figure out what it is. Um, but and they try all sorts of things to evade him. And the messy house. And of course, Larry comes in, and we find out that he is allergic to the cat. So anytime that that Larry has sneezes, we know that the Cat in the Hat is right around the corner. Uh, well, they told the Cat in the Hat, he brings out a device and he figures out what's wrong with these kids. Like one's a control freak and one's a rule breaker, and they're going like, well, that's not really who you really are you? And so he along with thing one and thing two come on out and they go off on a series of adventures which include um, the Cat in the Hat brings this tremendously huge box in and he locks it, but Conrad is able to pick the lock and now they have to recover it before the box explodes and everything goes crazy. So the chase is on because the lock is now uh, on Nevins, the dog. That's his dog collar. And Larry is going around chasing him as well. He knows something's up. Soon Jones happens to see also what's going on. He sees that the kids are driving around in this fancy cars, and so everybody's chasing everybody all through the town and whatnot. And they finally get back to the house before anybody else does. And at first, the kids are really upset at the cat because he led them down the shenanigans. The house is totally trash. It's actually in danger of falling apart. And their mom's going to be there any minute. They do agree though that they're going to help each other. They're gonna sit there and Sally and Conrad says, well, we're gonna help. I'm gonna help you. You're gonna help me. And so that's really what the cat has been waiting for, and says, you two are more alike than you realize, and the fact that you're willing to come up there and take the one for the other person just shows you how much love you have for each other as brother and sister. And so, due to the contract that they had to sign, that enables the Cat in the Hat to come on in and take care of some business, and take care of a business he does. He and the thing one and two, they come on in and they take care of the house. I mean, they clean it top to bottom, repair it. Just amazing sequence of events there. So Larry's trying to tell them that the house is trash and you're going to be shocked. And of course, he walks in there and lo and behold, the house is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Including Joan's dress, which was she had bought for the party. The cat had actually dry cleaned it and threw it in the closet. And of course, as soon as her foot hits the doorway, the babysitter wakes up. She's been asleep the whole movie and missed out on all the fun. Um, so they so at the end of the movie, the kids and the mom, they realize the joy they have in each other. Mom's going to try to be more relaxed and not be so, not be such a neat freak and like micromanaging, and the kids are going to have more fun with each other and not tease each other as much. And the movie ends with all three of them jumping up and down on a couch, which you would have never saw the mom do at the beginning of the movie. Uh, so the cast is, like I said, the cast is pretty stacked. Mike Myers came in here as the Cat in the Hat. He did a great job. I gotta admit, this is one of those. This is one of those Mike Myers live action roles that he does. I have to sit there and say that this is probably my favorite of his. Um, I know there's Wayne's World out there and whatnot, but as far as live action goes, I thought he was perfect as the Cat in the Hat. He had a lot of charisma, and he really seemed to get into it. In fact, the whole cast did. There is a commentary from Bo Welch, the director of his first movie, and Alec Baldwin. They talk about the movie, and if you really listen to it close, you keep hearing Alec Baldwin say, wait till we get to here. This is my favorite part of the movie." And you could definitely tell he had a lot of fun filming it as well. And both Bo and Alec were both definitely big fans of the lovely Kelly Preston. Unfortunately, she passed away. Of course, a few years ago she passed away, but she was really good in this film as the mom. We have Spencer Breslin of the Breslin family, Abigail, and what's the other one? Abigail. Oh, Abigail Breslin, and Dakota, and her sister as well. Dakota Fanning is a very, very good actress. As And she's really quite cute here too. Alec Baldwin is probably the surprise of the film in a sense, because this is a leading man at this time in 2023. Leading man, dapper, dashing, what have you. And he comes ahead and he does this kids movie, and he throws his all into it. He really does. He's not afraid to look silly. There's a lot of comedy wrapped around him. He did a really nice job, and I was very impressed with that, because a lot of times like I said before, it's easier for comedians to do dramatics than it is for a dramatic actor to do comedy, and it really is. And so you could get it all wrong so fast. But Alec Baldwin really, really shined in this, as well as Mike Myers, the whole cast. The special effects are absolutely outstanding. When they say there's a budget for a film, this film actually had a budget of $109 million. Yeah, I believe in that one. I'm probably believing that one. They built a whole town. They built a whole town. They built 27 homes. They built a home tract, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's all practical. They actually filmed also another scene. They filmed in a town where I lived. Yours truly lived in for a couple of years, and that's Pomona, California. And there's old Pomona and there's new Pomona, and yeah, I lived there for a while. And oh God, now it would be old Pomona, for God's sakes. But old Pomona, that's where they lived at, and they used a lot of those buildings there for the stores of the town. It looks fantastic. The color scheme of this movie, absolutely amazing. Amazing. It's a beautifully bright, vibrant movie, and the colors are great. The Cat in the Hat. I like this movie. I know there was some critical reception about it. Some people didn't like it. The movie only made $133 million back. It was the second live action Dr. Seuss movie. Of course, the first one being is the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Honest to heaven, this is right there beside it. Honestly, in fact, I dare say that as far as the sets go, I like the Cat in the Hat sets much better, because it did look like it was a set on the Cat in the Hat. It looked setish. You could see it. But here they have much more room to groove, and they built out the 27 houses, and they made the town look real and very colorful. It only got a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, which honestly I could not tell you why. The movie's rated PG, so a lot of people were filled with double entendres and potty humor. This cat falls flat. There was not that much potty humor really at all. Not really. There was a lot of practical jokes and whatnot. It wasn't like a scene from Blazing Saddles where the Cat in the Hat just farted halfway through the movie. No, he had something to do. He had a goal in mind, and that was to help the children, and that's what he did. There's a lot of laughs, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Could not understand the horrible dislike, because it's like I said, it's a very well done film. It looks absolutely stunning. I think if people go back today, it's hard to believe this movie came out in 2003. It's 22 years old this year. It's hard to believe that. But it looks just as good now as it did when it came out. It looks fantastic. So I would highly recommend The Cat in the Hat. Really, what I really like too is it has tons of special features. This is done by Ron Howard and Brian Grazer. Those two guys. Let's see. Imagine Entertainment. They're the ones that put this. They were the ones that produced this. Bo Welch directed it. He was his first movie that he did. So it wasn't Ron Howard, whereas I think Ron Howard did The Grinch. Yeah, this is absolutely fun. A lot of special features on how they did the magic. There is a commentary in here. Recommend listening to the commentary. You can probably still get this at Amazon and You can get this at Amazon and eBay. I'm sure there's still many copies out there. But yeah, recommend this. And that's it for us. Thank you for watching Dollar Theater. We hope that you enjoyed the movie review today. We hope that you'll come back next week for the next one. I'm not sure what we're doing. I never do. I never do. You ever notice that? I had one I was going to do, and then it's like at the last minute, going like, nah, I don't want to do that. Maybe, and that's the last minute. I said, I have the movie I'm going to watch. At the last minute, I'm going like, I don't really feel like watching this. Yeah. So, but thank you for watching this one. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving us a sub. I have a playlist down below of all the Dollar Theater film reviews we have done, because this is episode 118. 118. That's crazy. 118 reviews for Dollar Theater. That tells you how much of a shopper I am, right? Budget balling at the best. All right. We're out of here. Thanks for watching. Peace.